Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm trying my absolute best to post front page leaderboard times on the Assetto Corsa Rally challenges. We're on Vallee de Munster today, Monty Part 2, and we've got a Hyundai Rally 2 to drive. You can see I've just managed to bag second in the world, so it's a pretty decent stage time. So let's press play. Hood cam, bonnet cam as always. It's just my favorite preferred view for any sim I use. And what you want to be focusing in on this stage is steering as little as you can on the straights, so you're maximizing the time going forward. The lap times are really compressed on this because it's such a high-speed stage, so any energy that's spent turning isn't spent going forward, and it will make a couple attempts up over the course of the stage. This entire first section until the first key corner, which I think is the most important corner on the stage, is flat, so it's just having the faith that you can do it. You want to be shifting up first quite late, but then second, third and fourth you want to be using the torque band to your advantage. Shift up into fifth before the chicane, and then you can just flick it. You don't have to steer very much in this Hyundai, it's very twitchy and keen to turn in. And then it's letting the wheel go light so that you can use all of the energy in the car for going forward and steering as little as you can. And then let's look at that braking point. You see that dry patch there? It's the first dry patch. You want to get on the brakes heavy, flip down into third to get that nose tucked in, and then really just get straight back onto fourth. You want to be exiting over 120 kph. Lift for this corner slightly so it sets you up nicely and the car's settled for this corner, and you want to be taking it either in the top of second or in third, and then it's braking and just holding that handbrake once you shift down into first. Not a huge fan of the handbrake button, but I don't have a real handbrake to use. Coming up now is just making sure you're shifting into fifth before the crest, so the torque really drives you down the hill here, and then waiting for that 50. You want to be braking before that 50 red flag, and then trying to cut the corner slightly and just smashing on the power in second. The car will just do it. Here we're going to lift slightly to get the nose tucked in, and then you can't really go full power, you're going to wash out, and then this is a lift and then just power back on corner. Hard to get the right line, but there it is. Difficult hairpin this because it's actually quite wide for a hairpin, so you want to be avoiding the very inside edges. It's too cambered, and you want to blip first or hold first at a lower acceleration point, just to make sure you don't spin the wheels up and spin out over the top of that corner. Here it's just taking this entire section flat, waiting to get past this crest here, and then it's on the brakes as late as you can get away with. Skip that corner as much as you can. I was a little wide, but I was really far ahead, so I knew this was going to be a pretty decent time. You want to be shifting up into fifth just as you land, and then this is the most difficult section, unfortunately right at the end. I didn't take this brilliantly, but somehow this is the fastest ever sector time so far. This corner is the bane of my existence. That's about as quick as I think you can do it, but I could have been on the power slightly earlier, but I knew I was probably going to be setting the top three time at this point, so I was just getting it done. You want to be up into fifth as quickly as you can, so shifting up at about 140 from fourth into fifth, and then it's just steering as little as you can, so you're flipping at about 190, 193, and just getting across the line in the shortest space as possible. Right, I hope you guys found that useful. On to the next one. Thanks for watching.